Where do we start? I'm of the opposite party as Lyle is. I have a little bit different take on it. The session for me was frustrating in the sense that elections have consequences, and the Democrats controlled the House, the Senate, and the governor's office, and they did what they intended to do, I think. And some of the things, like Lam mentioned, the increase in education funding is good, but the overall funding mechanism, I thought, was an overreach, a $2 billion tax increase. And my area of interest or expertise are agriculture and education. And the taxes increases are concerning. The tax increase that the governor says now he's going to repeal, or would go along with repealing the sales tax on farm repairs. It should never have been put in place in the first place. The end of session, like Lyle mentioned, it gets pretty hectic. And in the House, we got that bill, that big tax bill, Sunday night about 8 o'clock, and passed it yet that evening, I think it was. And a couple of things in there were a bit surprising. That was one of them. The other was the tax on commercial storage, which I guess they're also talking about repealing before it takes effect next April. So a couple of those things, you kind of have to wonder why they were put there in the first place. And now with the repeal of those, the tax on farm repairs is about a $28 million per year revenue stream for the state. So if that's repealed in our special session next month, there's going to be that hole, which I think they're saying there's enough money in the budget to cover that without increasing any other taxes. But if the tax on commercial storage is repealed next session, that's about a $70 or $80 million, again, revenue piece for the state. And again, we'll have to see if that can be covered without any additional tax increase or some kind of a spending decrease. So those are things that we're going to have to see coming down the road. And the other thing that I would mention, a change this session that hasn't been really talked about much, were some changes made to the gift tax and the estate tax in Minnesota. And Minnesota is really kind of an outlier here. Only 15 states in the country have an estate tax or gift tax anymore. Most states dropped that when the feds quit giving states a credit for the estate tax. We have a $1 million exemption, which for qualified farms and small businesses has been kicked up to $5 million. But the changes here was in the gift tax, where any gift over $14,000 a year is going to be subject to a flat 10% tax. There's a $1 million exemption, lifetime exemption. However, the kicker is there's now a 3-year clawback period. And that could have a huge impact on anybody who's done some estate planning. I just talked to a CPA over the weekend. They had done planning based on last year's rules. And if there's no changes made, it's going to cost his client's family about $400,000 in additional state taxes because of this 3-year clawback period. So that's a big issue for those that it affects. Farmers especially may have estates of that size, the price of land and such. So I think we need to address that again as well. Hopefully we can do that, if not in the special session, then back in the session next year. Mary?
Where do I start? I've got 2 pages of